जा रहा है, क्योंकि ये एवरेस्ट की चढ़ाई एज अ स्कूल और पूरा एक ग्रुप बन के ये लोग एवरेस्ट को चढ़ने जा रहे हैं।
Break up!
The boys set off to begin their day. The day at sun hour begins with the most important meal of the day.
All meals are compulsory, mandatory.
The entire school gets together and enjoys a meal like one big happy family. Apart from the meals, it's also a place for Fateh and Prithvi to catch up with old friends.
All participants to be present on P-stand by 6:50 p.m. Inspection by house staff for mass PD will be on P-stand by 7 p.m. Supper for senior school will be at 9 p.m. and lights off at 10 p.m. All meals are compulsory for everyone. The true spirit of sportsmanship. For the glory of sport.
At sun hour, there are some virtues that are regarded above all others. One of them is discipline.
21st of May, early in the morning, these boys created history by being the youngest team and the first school in the world to conquer Mount Everest.
बचपन में ये बहुत रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी से ही बात करता था, हमेशा बहुत अच्छा लगता था। मेरे को लगता था ये बड़ा होकर जरूर कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा ही बनेगा। घर में सबसे छोटा होने के बावजूद भी बड़ों जैसे ही लगता था मेरे को, बड़ा अच्छा लगता था इसका। हम लोग जब भी आते ये हर एक के बारे में पूछता, बुआ जी आप आए हो, फुफड़ जी नहीं क्यों नहीं आए, भैया को क्यों नहीं लेके आए, उसका क्या हाल है। ये हमेशा ही रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी से ही रहता था घर में।
He'd hit me and run away, and then I'd go screaming to Mama, Mama, he's hitting me. And then he'd be in trouble after that. He'd be like, मैं नहीं मारा है ना, तू ही आप ही मैंने मार के भज गई है and all that. And the blame came on me. But then obviously he is the one who'd hit me and go. Marza say, he'd hit me. But then as we grew up, things changed. He went over boarding, he became protective and a little possessive, and now we're like friends.
He's very naughty. बहुत तंग करता था मुझे, प्यार भी बहुत करता है मेरे साथ काफ़ी। अपने ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स की बहुत इज्जत करता है, स्पेशली हिज ग्रैंडफादर। दादी माँ को भी बहुत प्यार करता है।
ਫਤਿਹ ਦੇ ਦਾਦਾ ਜੀ ਨਾਲ ਫਤਿਹ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਸੀ। ਖੇਤ ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ, ਖੇਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ, ਫਿਰ ਉਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਬਾਜ਼ਾਰ ਜਾਣਾ, ਇਹਨੇ ਮੈਥੋਂ ਚੋਰੀਓਂ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਖਾਣਾ, ਆਈਸਕ੍ਰੀਮ ਖਾ ਲਈ, ਉਹ ਖਾ ਲਿਆ, ਮਿੱਠਾ ਖਾ ਲਿਆ। ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ, ਮਾਂ ਬਾਪ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸੀ ਨਿੱਕਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ।
15-16 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇਹ ਘਰ ਬਣ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ। There were no walls around. And whenever the Sunday used to come, I used to keep running around the house and with Dadima running behind me for a head bath. And from morning till 3 to 4, she used to be behind me, Chotu Bhaiya behind me, my mother also behind me. And then by 3-4, I used to get tired and finally bathe. And I was quite a naughty kid, I guess.
For the future for Fateh, I would like, he has been talking that he would like to join the army. Maybe he's seen me spend very few years in the army, he's heard more. He becomes a good, rounded human being, stays grounded. Whatever interests him, he should take it. But he should do it with passion.
I spent most of my time in Muxar, I think, when I was small. I used to be with her and my granddad. And every day they used to take me out, probably to the market or to the farms. And my grandmother every day took me to the Gurdwara especially.
एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभव निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसे भी सच।
Training started in September, October, which lasted for about 8 months until April, when we went to Everest. And during the training period, first we did the basic and advanced mountaineering courses in Darjeeling and Sikkim at Ichimai, which is Himalayan Mountaineering Institute Darjeeling, which is one of the best mountaineering institutes in the world. And after that, we trained rigorously. We used to run about 8 to 12 kilometers in the morning and do gym for about 2 hours in the evening.
Prithvi was born about 7 months premature. And he is quite healthy, and we were very glad about that. The first thing that they did was put him in my lap, and I just couldn't believe it when I looked at him. I said, "Oh, I have a grandson."
Ever since childhood, Prithvi has been a very determined child.
They decided to put him in Sanaa, his parents, And I always thought, I said, he's so small, why are you sending him to boarding?
And he was quite a mama's boy then. So when he was going, he said, I will cry, I will run behind the car.
But don't stop to take me away. I want to stay there.
But I will never come back. I will study in Sana.
When Prithvi joined school, I was still in school, so he's 5 years younger than me and I was a senior at school, so he had an advantage.
Her sister was in Sanar. He went and heard the school song. So it got into his mind that this is the best school in the world.
Climbing Everest or rather any mountain, any high altitude mountain, they say that you should always climb at night because during the day it's sunny, and because it's sunny the snow melts and the glacier melts, the ice melts, and there's expansion and contraction, so the ice walls everywhere and the ice big chunks of ice, they can fall on top of you, and if, for example, if you're walking on a glacier, it can break any time, so it's always safer to walk at night.
Mount Everest climbers need a lot of special equipment like clothing, tools and other utilities.
So this is all my mountaineering equipment and gear which I took up to Mount Everest. These are my shoes. They are 3-layered shoes which are very warm for you, and they are made for mountaineering purposes, for high altitude and mountaineering purposes. These are called crampons. They are spikes which you put under these shoes. They're like nails for ice, so that you have grip, proper grip. You use these are front points of the crampons which you hit into the ice on a wall and you climb with the Jumar. These to wear at night, which I hardly wore. I didn't want to wear them. This is an ice axe, which is a very important part of mountaineering. You're supposed to hold it like that, and then you hit it like that, and you climb with your other hand. And when you're walking, you walk like, you put this here, you hold that, and you walk like that, or that, depending on if you're going down like that, if you're going straight like that. So even if you fall, you can anchor yourself like that. These are the sunglasses, both of them, which I used. But these ones I used after Camp 4, after when it's very cold and you have to cover your ears, all this entire part, so that you don't get frostbite and you don't have to literally cut your thing off, so that it doesn't get black and you don't have to cut it off. My Jumar, that got two, and this is used, you put this on a rope and you climb like that. It goes up but it doesn't come down unless it's open, so you have to be very careful with it. When you're climbing up, you're supposed to keep it on. It's called a figure of 8, which you put on your rope when you have to come down. So there's a specific way how you put it and you can come down with it. And this is my down suit. It is made of down feather, which is goose down feather, and it's very warm from head to toe. It's very warm because the temperatures there go down to -40, -40, -35 ranges, and it is very cold. And for example, you're living in a place like Alaska or any other cold region, temperatures do go down there also, but you have wooden houses, you have fire, you have all that. But up on Mount Everest, you just have a tent, you're lying on the ground and you're sleeping in this. Those are my gloves. You have to keep your fingers tightly closed so that you don't get frostbite, and you don't have to, once you get a frostbite, you have to cut your fingers off. And this is my head torch. You put it on and then you switch on the light and you walk at night. Piss bottle, because up on Everest, base camp, camp 1, camp 2, all the camps actually, especially camp 4 and 3, it's very hard to go out of your tent to use the loo, to piss or to crap. So you feel very cold, or you have to wear your shoes first, and then you have to go out, then you feel cold again, and then it's just best to keep a piss bottle with you. This is the Azundra Public School stadium, athletic stadium. It's one of the best stadiums in India. I think it's amongst the top 10 stadiums of our country. Spent a major time of my life in this school. For running and long jump and activities like that, I wouldn't have even thought of climbing Mount Everest. only fit guys, only the people who want to do, I think, can even think of climbing Mount Everest.
This is the book that he read before going, and throughout his trip, he was reading and rereading it. You can see by the condition of it that he's really used it. It's called No Shortcuts to the Top. This won the Hodson's race, and this is 1500 meters which he won. And these are the latest certificates, and this is soccer tournament. It's a very prestigious soccer tournament, and this is the certificate given by Nepal government when he climbed Mount Everest. Various medals, athletics, boxing, soccer, and even hockey. Now that he's a big boy, he's climbed Mount Everest, we are still living through those good times. And these some pictures of us. This is the immediate family, my parents, my wife, Prithvi's mom, and his sister, and all of us. Then we organized a cycling trip to Jaisalmer area in Rajasthan, where these boys cycled for 1,000 kilometers in 1 week.
This is my cycle, which I used at Rajasthan during a training period this year.
An expedition to Mount Everest requires a lot of preparation in terms of both mental and physical health.
Today is the first day of our cycling, Suratgarh. We are at the ME Saibi. As you can see, weather is nicely cold, foggy, a typical winter day. First day of cycling, so we're leaving to Birdwal, about 25 kilometers, cross the Indira Gandhi Canal. Then we'll cycle along the Indira Gandhi Canal from Birdwal to Satasar, about 100 kilometers. Let's see how it goes the first day.
You're gonna see me cycling today. 40 kilometers. Till the time our legs don't tire out, we'll keep cycling.
And how you are feeling right now about the trip?
I think it'll be great. I'm feeling excited.
Here we see the boys in Rajasthan, where they spent a few days cycling to get their stamina and endurance up to the mark.
The first day we did about 8 hours endurance cycling. We did about 65 kilometers.
My legs are okay, but my butt is on.
Today we're doing a road run to Pokhran. Pre-lunch we hope to do about 40 kilometers. Then we'll have a lunch break, and then we'll do a desert route later and probably spill over again into the night.
We have entered Rajasthan and it's dry and arid. There's less vegetation. You can only see kikkar around mostly.
Cycling is regarded as a method of exercise to boost stamina, as it requires a constant output of energy to keep moving.
I followed the kids for about 80 kilometers and I gave up because of the very strong headwinds.
The wind part made it more. Like, we must have done about 150 according to me. With the wind hitting us on our faces. Way less vehicles around you, and you just have to overtake some of them, or they overtake you.
we'll be visiting places like the north, Longewala, where the border movie was shot, and we're prepared. We're just waiting for a truck to get here and we'll unload our cycles and zip off.
टैंक का वजन 46.5 प्लस माइनस 2% टन। इसका मैक्सिमम स्पीड 60 किलोमीटर पर आवर ऑन हाईवे।
It raises endurance, and as with all cardio exercise, it also improves breathing and the body's ability to absorb oxygen.
I'm about to climb Mount Everest next year in April, which will be great.
After we were back from Jaisalmer, then we planned a trip to Leh in Ladakh.
We went to Leh Ladakh for winter conditioning and high altitude training, where we climbed up to Ladakh to K top, which is Khardungla top, from Leh in 4 days in winters. The temperatures used to go down to minus 35 degrees, minus 30 degrees. It used to be bad.
At night, we used to get to minus 25 to minus 30, and we had to live in these such extreme conditions, which will be really helpful for the Everest expedition.
Snow-clad mountains, there's a lot of dehydration. The oxygen level reduces, and the atmospheric pressure also increases. So it's very necessary to get acclimatized very well.
Really tiring here, and how to live in these extreme temperatures. It's minus 20 to 30 degrees here, and I haven't been in such kind of temperature, and it will really help me further. We are here in Ladakh in the month of February, and I think if we have done this training, it will be easy for us on Everest.
At the home of General Gaurav Rana, Chief of the Nepal Army Staff and old Sanavarian himself.
Wish you all the very best. And just remember, whatever you are, whatever capability, ability, proficiency, never be overconfident and believe in God. What is going to save you is that little prayer in your heart. Okay? That's what I tell my soldiers here who are located, they are positioned, and they have to fight
to defeat the enemy over 20,000 feet. They live there. Okay? It's one thing summiting at Everest. It's another thing to live there for 3 months. So I tell my soldiers, and have faith in God. Wish you all the very best, and I'm sure we'll be proud of you.
The boys set off for their expedition to the top of the world and the trek to base camp on 9th April 2013. Namche Bazar, or known as Nemche Bazar or Namche Baza, is a village and village development committee in Solukhumbu district in the Sagarmatha zone of northeastern Nepal. It is located within the Khumbu area at 3,440 meters at its low point, populating the sides of a hill. Namche is the main trading center and tourist hub for the Khumbu region, with many Nepalese officials, a police checkpost, and a bank. West of Namche is Kongderi at 6,187 meters, and to the east is Tamserku at 6,623 meters. On a hill overlooking Namche Bazar is the Singaboche Airport at 3,750 meters. It is no longer used for passenger flights. Russian helicopters make occasional cargo flights. Namche Bazar is popular with trekkers in the Khumbu region. Especially for altitude acclimatization, and is the gateway to the high Himalayas.
Hello guys, hello everyone. We are at Namche Bazar right now, and the height of 12,400 feet. And you guys are missing a lot. We're good here, and the team's doing pretty well. We reached Namche, and we've got around 5-6 days more to trek. And as you can see, the view is pretty good here. And this is especially for you, Vindens. Do well in Hodsons and rock the house show. Put up a good house show.
Everest Base Camp is a term used to describe two base camps, each on opposite sides of Mount Everest. South Base Camp is in Nepal at an altitude of 5,364 meters. The boys set off for their expedition to the top of the world and the trek to base camp on 9th April 2013. We see the team with other mountaineers from all over the world at a ritual prayer meeting. It's a ritual that all climbers attend, praying for safety, both for themselves and other fellow mountaineers.
So here we are, standing on the edge of the place where the highland meadows give way to the glacier terrain. This is the last bend. Once we round it, we come to the tip of the tongue of the Khumbu Glacier.
Famous ice falls, the Khumbu ice falls.
Everest climbers do not climb the mountain in one leg. Instead, they set up base camps at certain heights. Larger tents are usually set up at lower elevations, and smaller ones when you get higher up.
So here we are, Gorak Ship. This is the last camp before we hit the Everest base camp.
Preparing for the puja. Tomorrow is the puja day. The Kradungla top, the pass is about 18,500 feet. This was early February, and at that time it's very cold there. The temperatures range between minus 25 to minus 30. So we wanted the boys to get that experience, what they will have in Camp 3 and 4 before their final assault.
The Khumbu Cough, also known as the high altitude hack, is named after the area in the Everest region, although it is not specific to the Everest. Nearly all people who spend time at extreme altitudes over 5,500 meters will develop some degree of the Khumbu Cough. It is caused by the low humidity and sub-zero temperatures experienced at high altitudes and is thought to be triggered by overexertion. Eventually, the cough can become so violent and put so much strain on the chest cavity that it causes its victim to tear chest muscles or break ribs.
The climb from Camp 2 upwards, the last 3 days, the ultimate, was the most harrowing experience of my life. Harrowing for the fact there was negligible communication. It was sketchy information which was getting across, and my wife was sitting back home in Punjab. She would call me, what's going on? And I had to tell her, no, everything would be all right. Whereas in your heart, I mean, there was a lot of skepticism. What if? What if? But that was hard.
I'm at Camp 2 right now, and it's been snowing for the past 2 hours, and there have been a whiteout at Camp 3 and Camp 4, and you can see Everest behind me. Actually, you can't because of the whiteout. It's snowing, no wind. Cold, it's very cold.
21st को इन्होंने ऊपर चढ़ना शुरू करना है. जब तक मुझे इसका पता नहीं चल रहा था, तब तक मुझे बहुत टेंशन हो रही थी.
Everest climbers typically make several trips up and down the mountain to increasingly high elevation camps to acclimatize their bodies to high altitude conditions. Climbers are working hard to adjust to the altitude and their new environment. Multiple reports are coming in on restless nights, high heart rates, low oxygen saturation, and the usual litany of GI issues.
I'm going to be there in about 15 or 10 odd days. Right now, I'm off to Camp 2. It's been a quite while since I have started walking. This is my friend Raghav Juneja. He's going to be the youngest Indian to attempt Everest. And it's very tiring. Even the radiant is not that much, but it's very tiring. Hi guys, this is Prithvi Singh Chahal at the summit of Mount Everest at 8850 meters. Is Mingmazai, my Sherpa.
Some people are coming from
Ajay. I'd like to take this moment as an opportunity to thank my parents. They're the best parents anyone can ever have. My sister, she's the best sister anyone can ever have. It's like the best moments of my life. I want to thank everyone and anyone who has ever helped me in everything or anything, especially for this expedition.
See how easily he's making balance in the center of the foot also. Just put your foot in the right place and keep walking. There are two ways. Either you use the center of your foot or you use the foot and use the ropes to balance it. Yeah, perfect.
Courage is of course required. And another thing is prayers of other people and blessings, and especially trust. If you're doing something like this, you should do it in a team. And we guys were like brothers. We were together for almost a year and done everything together all the time. So if anybody would say mountaineers, 7 of us would get separated. And we just felt that it was easier climbing with each other than anyone else.
And if you're lucky to survive Everest, then you can be thankful for the rest of your life. But it's not an easy mountain to climb.
Okay. Right. This cake at base camp, Everest 2013, is dedicated to all the fathers, mothers of the kids who participated in this expedition successfully,
And grandparents.
all friends, school, teachers, everyone. I dedicate this cake to everyone and to their success.
Take what's written on it.
So to start with, I give this biggest piece what I cut for the youngest boy who climbed in India and Asia.
Great!
And to Lawrence Kusinara. Start with next with Kaushik. Prithvi, the grandpop who climbed Lobuche and then Nupse, right? Reached Camp 2. And my next Sohal from Manali, the mountain.
The first time I talked to him was on 23rd when he reached back at the base camp.
Yeah, people think it's a cakewalk.
Hats off to Sana for having thought of this. It's extremely aspirational. It is something that makes me all over again so proud of being a Sanarian.
जब फतेह ने सबमिट किया उसके बाद मैं अपने फादर इन लॉ को बड़ा मिस किया.
One particular incident when one of the boys, that is Prithvi Chahal, ran out of oxygen on the way down from the summit, and Ajay Sohal, who was with him, still had about 10 bars left in his previous oxygen cylinder, and he gave it to him. The Sherpa was not available for some reason at that little stretch, and it's a small incident. But in the absence of that act, it could have been life-threatening.
When he was low on his oxygen and he couldn't find a Sherpa, I asked him, did you get nervous or did you panic? He says, no, I did not panic or I didn't get nervous at any moment.
It's a huge mountain. And it's the highest mountain in the world. More than the boys, the boys are there, very tough boys, we are very proud of them. But it's the parents, who encourage the boys, the school itself who encourage them. The parents must have, slept sleepless nights.
है किसमें इतनी हिम्मत कि जो कोई लाए मेरे परवाज़ में कोताही, क्योंकि मैं परों से नहीं हौसलों से उड़ा करता हूँ।
Never giving is our motto. Strike till the set of sun, and we learn its truth in the days of youth on the long Hudson run. For though your heart seems bursting up such a daily hill, though you may not win, you yet come in if you stick it still. It's the way we have in Sanawa, the best school of all, and we live in that motto spur till the last bugle call. The wicked swiftly fall, and the light is bad, and the hearts are sad, and it's hard to see the ball. Never give us an hour, it's a wicked more to do. Somebody's got to stop the run, and why not you? It's the way we have in Sanawa, the best school of all, and we live in that motto spot till the last bugle call.
Never give in, Sanawa, when school is far away, when you're all alone and on your own, with life's turn game to play.
It's the way we have in Sanawa, the best school of all, and we live in that motto spot till the last bugle call.